Adam 1080 here. Just want to let you know, for anybody who purchases or who's going to purchase a 128 gigabyte, let me see if I can get that. I can't get that to focus. Oh, you know what? Macro setting, but I don't know how to work the macros. Anyway, for anybody who's going to purchase the 128 gig, I don't know if you can read that from there, Corsair Flash Voyager drive, right? It comes with the 10-year warranty and everything on eBay. And you're getting it for less than $370. That's like the lowest price I've found for it. The standard price is like $400. But I purchased this right here for $174 on eBay. And so I opened it up, when I got it, plugged it in, and started transferring data. Well, the first problem that I found was that it was transferring at 12 megabytes per second, which this is a 2.0 card, meaning that it should transfer data close to 480 megs per second, which is like the maximum USB 2.0 transfer rate. So that was the very first problem that I that I found out with this. The second problem was that it's in a different format. So the drive is actually allocated in a different type. It's not NTFS. It's not FAT32. It's this weird one called EXFAT or EXFAT. And so I checked that out, and I figured, oh, that might be the problem, right? that maybe Windows XP doesn't recognize EXFAT, right? And so I did some forum searching and found out that yes, that was the case, and I needed a specific driver to figure that out, or to solve that problem, right? Because it turns out that Microsoft fixed that problem by releasing a driver that's free for people who have drives that are in EXFAT format. So I downloaded it, installed it, and then I formatted it, the drive, and then I started transferring data, and I found out that everything transferred fine except for the rate, which was still at like 12 megs per second because I clocked it. And then when I shut my computer off and turned the computer back on and put the thumb drive back in, after this is when I removed it properly too. I did a safe removal before removing the thumb drive from the computer. But when I turned my computer back on and plugged it back in, it showed that all of my folders that I had in the thumb drive that had data in it was gone. They were all erased. And so I kept having this problem. I couldn't figure out what the deal was. It turns out that I called Corsair on it because Corsair is it's a wonderful, wonderful brand name. I've never had any problem with any of my Corsair stuff. I have Corsair RAM and it's perfectly fine. And they're warranted like practically forever. My RAM is definitely warranted forever. The thumb drive that's supposedly 128 gigabytes, the Flash Voyager, is actually warranted for 10 years. Okay. And so there shouldn't be any problem. So I called them, and they basically told me that that there is no such thing as a 128 gigabyte Flash Voyager Corsair drive. That the only 128 gigabyte Corsair thumb drive is actually Corsair Flash Voyager GT, which is red, and it's like 4 times the size of this. So right there, that was the biggest problem. It's not real. So they asked me, where I got it from. They said that it was eBay. I said that it was eBay, and they told me that, they've been receiving a lot of counterfeits. So this right here is this is a counterfeit thumb drive of Corsair's Flash Voyager, 128 gigabytes. It's supposed to be Flash Voyager. If you ever gonna get one of these, make sure that you don't get one that looks like this. You don't want 128 gigabyte Corsair Flash Voyager. I'll take it out of the packaging. That looks like the 64 gigabyte rendition of it. Here we go. So you don't want one that looks like this. Okay. Yes, it's a wonderful rip-off of it. You know, it looks just like it. But this is not the 128 gigabyte one. If you're actually going to purchase the 128 gigabyte one, it's 4 times the size. It's red, first of all, and it's the GT series. So it's the Flash Voyager 120 gigabyte GT, which is definitely warranted for 10 years, and they don't have any problem replacing it if there is damage. But this is just a cheap knockoff. And so if you're going to buy one of these, I would recommend not buying it from eBay, because I just got scammed. I mean, I had to call the guy back and tell him that I want my money back, and he's willing to oblige to that because I told him I'd take him to court. But, you know, just beware that, you know, the 128 gigabyte one is not this kind. The only kind I've ever seen like this that's actually from the Corsair website is the 64 gig. And even then, I mean, they look so similar that I'm sure it's easier to dupe, you know. So I would just, what I would do is I would just go to the Corsair website and see the providing sellers, and just get them that way. Alright? Well, I just wanted to share that useful information with you, because I don't want anybody else getting ripped off out there. Alright, this is Adam 1080 signing out.